When you decide to choose yourself, you're going to piss some people off. Not because you've done something bad to them, but because you're becoming a person they are not familiar with. For example, if you were a person, if you were a man or a woman in the past who never had boundaries, right? You didn't say no, you didn't know how to stand up for yourself, you always said yes, even though it came at your own inconvenience, but you're learning to start putting boundaries in place. You say no, you say, I don't feel like it, and you don't have to explain yourself. People are not going to like that, especially people that benefited from you having no boundaries, right? Or if you've been in a bad situation before, financially, academically, whatever, and you now decide to get your life moving forward, not everybody's going to like that, because there were people who liked to see you suffer. There were people who liked to see you struggle because it made them feel better about themselves. Or if you decided to, move forward in your life, right? Like just self-improvement. There are people that on the surface, they might appear like they're happy for you, but deep down, they're like, oh my God, she's doing this, he's doing this. Why am I not doing it? Why can't I do it? I don't think it's inherently evil. It's just human nature, man. It's just human nature. I've felt like that before. I'm trying to be honest. I've been on both sides. I've been the guy looking, oh my God, why am I not doing that? And I've also been the guy wishing somebody well and genuinely meaning it. You understand? It's human nature. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just telling you this is human nature. This is how human beings operate, right? Don't expect everybody to be cheering in your corner. You have to eat the crap. You have to do the work and put yourself out there. But stop expecting this idea that everybody, even your family, are going to be, beside you, cheering you on. I mean, I'm sure to a large extent, people wish us well, but they might not wish you well. That's why for me, I've always been a big fan of self-advocacy. I've always been a big fan of internal motivation. I don't look at anybody else to give me motivation. I look at myself and I motivate myself. I think that is something a lot of people struggle with, because you're always looking at everybody else to give you validation. Validate yourself. Build your shit yourself, and the right people are going to come to you. And this applies in relationships as well, right? Again, I don't talk about relationships for the most part, but I think when you start demanding more in your relationships, and not just romantic relationships, but any type of relationship, friend relationship, work relationship, anytime you start improving yourself, there will always be people or someone who feels like you are quote unquote challenging them. And you're probably not. You're just doing your thing. That is their own, it's their own insecurity, biases, and their own, it's not you. It's completely on them. But my point is, expect it. That's the essence of this video. Expect it. Stop being shocked that somebody somewhere, no matter how close they are to you, is not necessarily a fan of your self-improvement. Because your growth will most likely reflect, will most likely highlight their incompetencies, their inadequacies. And oftentimes I think this comes from a place of, oh shit, why didn't I do it? Why am I not doing it? You know what I mean? It's a very weird, it's a weird experience, I would say. But do not let such insecurities pull you down, because it's not worth it. When you make a decision to improve your life, make sure you're doing it for you, because there will be days where you might have to sleep late. There will be days where you have to go without. There will be days where you have to sacrifice some relationships to move forward, right? That is how this thing works, man. And I don't think enough people understand the amount of work that goes into building a new you. I don't think enough people understand how much sacrifices you will have to make to become an improved version of yourself. Now, I am such a big advocate for balance, right? You have to balance things out. But even when you're balancing things out, you will have to cut some things out. It's a tricky thing. Like if you want to lose weight, for example, you have to do certain regimens. If you want to gain weight, you have to do certain regimens. If you want to build a big business, if you want to build a media company like I'm doing, you got to post your content, bro. You have to edit your content. And especially now that I cannot hire a team of editors, I have to do it myself. So that means when I come back from work, Sometimes I have to stay indoors instead of going out to hang out with friends. Now I try to balance everything.